This is the J Pitt Show.
All right, let's talk about TikTok. So it was banned for about a solid 12 hours.
Crazy, right?
And it was kind of nice, I thought, when it was banned.
I hadn't really given it a lot of thought because I think I never really thought it would end up getting banned. I thought something would happen. They would sell. They would do whatever. But then I started thinking like, I spend a lot of time on TikTok. And I'm not as excited about Reels from a user experience standpoint. So I was like, okay, this is going to give me a lot of time back. And I started trying to like be excited about that. And then I started thinking about like how much I use the search feature that we talked about before. And if I want to go look up something to show the kids, or I want to TikTok is where I go because, I don't feel like YouTube is the same experience. Nope. It's more long form for like, value added stuff. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to go all in depth. I want a 60-second video to show my kids something about baseball or to look up a recipe or to whatever, And so interesting. Now it's back for the time being. 90 days? It's extended. We'll see if they reach this, situation again. But yeah, I don't know. I had mixed feelings.
I noticed the same thing as you. I wasn't missing the scrolling. I was missing searching for stuff. So like we have this big golf trip next week, 14 guys from the brokerage and a couple other guys, 16 guys total, and trying to figure out a place to eat on Wednesday night to go get a reservation. I was like, well, let me look up some cool restaurants or good restaurants in Orlando on TikTok. And I did it before it got banned, and I wanted to go look again. And I was like, well, I can't. I guess I'll go to Yelp because Instagram's search feature stinks.
It's terrible.
And, supposedly the whole reason I've heard TikTok does not want to sell to a U.S. entity is because we would get their algorithm code.
Yeah.
And that's one of the big issues.
I mean, I can see that. I think that's got to be what the answer is. It's 170 million users. Far and away, the content creators make more money via TikTok than any other platform.
Yep.
So like the users, I understand the frustration. TikTok Shop is another. I've never used it, but like I hear a lot of people, it's got to be quite successful. So yeah, like it's almost like testimonial based kind of selling. It's different than the ads that you receive incessantly on other platforms. So it's kind of, I mean, it is ads, it's paid advertising, but it's like, influencer based, which is kind of interesting. It's a different approach. I don't even mind it.
Yeah. Are you talking about like the TikTok Shop, like videos you get?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really mind them. Like some of them are entertaining.
I'm like,
it's nice to see normal people using it. I
realize these people are getting paid, so maybe they do and maybe they don't really use the product. But I have some semblance of how someone else views this product before I make my decision. It may be no different than reading Amazon reviews, but like it feels different. And so I don't know. There's definitely a value. I could see some detriment. I don't really buy the privacy issue with China having access. I mean, I do understand that the controlling shareholder in ByteDance is a CCP supported business. I do also understand that I think up to 40% of the shares of ByteDance are owned by American citizens. Or companies led by American citizens. And so like, I don't pretend that Meta or X or, Google, Alphabet, I don't pretend that they don't use my data. They do. And I don't pretend that the availability of that data that, captured by American companies isn't accessible to foreign entities. So like that, I don't really buy, right? The whole political part of it, first Trump was against it and then Biden went forward with it and then Trump's trying to act like the savior. I don't buy any of that either. I think it was politically convenient for both of them to be for it and against it when they were for it and against it. So it's like no party is safe or better than the other. I mean, you've had obviously some Republican senators. I think Tom Cotton from Missouri is the biggest, like 1-4. You saw Rand Paul come out against the ban a little late, if I'm being honest. This meal's been cooking for for a few years now. Like, why do you wait till the day of? Seems a bit opportunistic and dumb that he came out against it. I mean, some of the things Rand says I can appreciate, but I don't know. The whole thing is weird to me.
Yeah.
It's just why is it such a lightning rod?
Yeah.
You know.
I think it's also a thing like they don't allow our social media apps in their country.
Yeah, they don't. And well, TikTok in its current form is not accessible to Chinese citizens.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So my understanding of what TikTok is in China is the stem feed, essentially, that you see in TikTok. Have you ever watched the stem feed?
I literally accidentally clicked on it last night. And
Is that the only time?
Yeah. I didn't even know it was there.
I've watched the stem feed before. It'll wear you out a little bit. It's like watching a physics lecture. I mean, I think it's cool that it's there and that there's some of that data. It's certainly not the bulk of the 170 million users are not there for the stem feed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?